This presentation was prepared for Living Data 2025 by Maria Tambua and Yumiko Baba. The open access data included in this talk was published as part of a collaborative effort with the University of the South Pacific, the Ministries of Agriculture and Forestry in Fiji, and Auckland War Memorial Museum in New Zealand, funded and supported by the Global Biodiversity Information Facility, or GBIF, and its Biodiversity Information for Development Program. Fiji is an island nation in the South Pacific, located to the east of Vanuatu and to the north of New Zealand. More than 300 islands make up the Fijian archipelago, most of which are of volcanic origin. The islands of Fiji have a total land area of 18,333,000 square kilometers and a marine exclusive economic zone spanning 1,290,000 square kilometers. From the rugged and mountainous terrain, with the highest peak reaching 1,324 meters above sea level, to the coral reefs, coastal waters, and marine ecosystems within Fiji's national jurisdiction, connected by freshwater and riverine systems, Fiji's environment is a wonderful realm of biological diversity. Documenting Fijian flora and fauna from both terrestrial and marine ecosystems is ongoing work. This presentation is a snapshot of recent attempts to mobilize biodiversity data from specimens held at two collection facilities in SUVA, Fiji. The specimens are housed at the South Pacific Regional Herbarium and the University of the South Pacific's Marine Collection. The South Pacific Regional Herbarium, previously known as the Fijian Herbarium, was established in 1933. Since its establishment in 1933, the South Pacific Regional Herbarium has become an important reference collection for plant specimens from Fiji, Nauru, New Caledonia, Vanuatu, Tonga, Samoa, and the Solomon Islands. There is also a small bryophyte collection with specimens from Fiji, Cook Islands, Samoa, and the Solomon Islands. Collectively, the South Pacific Regional Herbarium consists of more than 50,000 vascular plant specimens and 3,000 bryophyte specimens. The herbarium also houses close to 8,000 insect specimens, 200 herpetofauna specimens, and 100 bird specimens. The Marine Collection is a natural history collection of marine biodiversity from the South Pacific region with over 20,000 records of coral, macroalgae, seagrass, invertebrates, and finfish. Collections were initiated in the SUVA area in the late 1970s and slowly expanded to other areas in Fiji and the South Pacific region. It also holds regional estuarine and freshwater biodiversity specimens.
Open access biodiversity data in the Pacific region has never been more necessary, so that this fundamental information about nature is shared among local researchers, conservation practitioners, or nature enthusiasts alike, regardless of where they are based, encouraging inclusiveness. This is also an important application in conservation and policy-making practice, that their actions are underpinned by reliable long-term data and the trends of the organisms or ecosystems that they are protecting. Publishing biodiversity data led by GBIF facilitates our demand for open access data in the Pacific region. The Pacific region was one of the three regions, together with the Sahara and the Caribbean, that identified the need for more encouragement for publishing open access data by GBIF in 2020. In 2021, the team of Fijian and New Zealand organizations was granted a project by GBIF BID program working on data publications of natural history collections that are herbarium vascular and non-vascular collections, and marine entomological avian fauna collections held at the University of the South Pacific, and capacity building in the form of workshops. These workshops were to include stakeholders in Fiji, including conservation NGOs, governmental partners, and the museum. We published over 19,000 data points over 9 datasets across natural history disciplines. These 9 datasets were across vascular and non-vascular plants, marine, avian, and insect faunas. We delivered 3 capacity buildings, aiming to train people on the ground to carry on the biodiversity data publication, so that even after the project finished, the longevity of the publishing biodiversity data can be assured. The workshop encompassed topics ranging from collections of physical specimens, data capture, cleaning, and publishing, to caring for and managing physical specimens.
While the published dataset represents less than half of the entire holdings at the herbarium and marine collection facilities, they date back to the early 1930s and serve as a baseline representation of Fiji's unique natural heritage, some of which are endemic and considered threatened under the IUCN Red List for threatened species. Fijian biodiversity specialists were integral to the publishing of these datasets, as they ensured that the information pertaining to each occurrence record was correct and accurate, while ensuring sensitive locality information was withheld, making the data valuable and reliable for use and interpretation by the wider global scientific community. These datasets have been an invaluable resource for Fiji's only local species conservation organization, NatureFiji MareqetiViti. The datasets are useful to inform the validation process of 55 proposed key biodiversity areas in Fiji. It has also been useful for current efforts to collate, update, and publish the diversity of understudied Fijian mosses, using records mobilized through this BID program from duplicate specimens that were sent from other international recognized herbaria to Fiji. This exemplifies a continuous ripple effect of open access data made available through GBIF funding, and how important these data are for local NGOs and local scientists, as well as decision makers in the biodiversity conservation field.